So something that Kashflow does that Sage just is incapable of, it seems, is Sage is so written for accountants, but then most of the people using it day to day aren't accountants, they're small business owners somewhere, whereas Kashflow has clearly been bottom up, it's been designed for the user. You don't need to know anything about accounting, you don't need to know accounting terminology, and it's just intuitive, and you can work it out. It's very simple. I'm going to raise a sales invoice, made some purchases, I'm going to raise a purchase invoice. That's all you need to know, really. I've spent money or I've had money coming in, and if you know those bits, Kashflow's there, really. I want to make the compliance, the sort of boring side of accounting that just has to be done. I want to make that as easy as possible. By having my clients use Kashflow, that's what happens, really. They can just do all the bookkeeping themselves, that's no problem. Then you want to take it a stage further. So the next step is about adding the value, and that's because I can see their information all the time. If they're growing well, maybe they want to take on an employee, but they're not really sure, can they afford that employee? Is that going to cause them cash problems? But because I can see Kashflow, I can see very live data of how they're performing, how expensive their cost base is at the moment, how much cash they've got in the bank, and sort of make an easy projection from there as to, okay, can you afford this employee? And again, that's just the live data is what creates these opportunities. The big thing for me about Kashflow is it changes it from being you have a client-accountant relationship, which was always you have year end, and you probably 2 months after year end you prepare someone's accounts, you have a meeting with them, that's it for the year. What Kashflow makes possible is, as I can see my clients' financial information all the time, wherever I am, I can go in there and I can give them live advice whenever they need it. It creates a much sort of closer relationship, which is kind of ironic in a way, as I don't meet many of my clients in real life. It's all done online, but I'm actually so much closer to them than in a traditional accounting firm. You can use tools like Skype to stay in close contact, have video calls and whatever. But then we can both be looking at the same data all the time, and that just makes a huge difference. Makes you much more reactive. It's about using Kashflow, and then there's an ecosystem of apps that work with Kashflow, and it's just using those to build up processes that sort of a small business has never had access to before, but it can make a huge difference to the way they work. It's about automating their systems, and Kashflow is always at the centre of that. But really, if you log into Kashflow, what you've got is a straightforward, simple accounting system that doesn't use accounting language, that you'll just understand and you'll use. It's intuitive.